Okay, and the final undercard fight, another great fight. This Turkey Al-Sheikh is a legend, putting all these great fights on. Big Baby Miller versus Andy Ruiz, but I can't decide who I'm going with because Andy Ruiz has been inactive, and his last performances weren't the best, but he still showed he's got the fast hands, he's got the skills, got a little bit of power to get through, And Big Baby Miller, his last performances have been shocking since he's off the roids, but he's been active. He's been active, so his fitness levels are going to be a bit of a different level. Not different level, is because what people don't take into account is when you're nervous because you haven't fought for ages. Sparring and training is different from being under the lights with the crowds, all that kind of stuff. And this ain't in Saudi, this is in LA. So, and Miller's from there as well. Well, is he from? No, he's from New York. No, is he from New York? Yeah, he's from Brooklyn. But anyway,
Brooklyn, isn't he? Yeah, Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's from the States, but it's going to be, that's kind of like his home kind of turf, and that nervous energy saps stuff from you as well. So Miller's going to be a bit more relaxed because he's had a few fights on TV, like he's fought Lucas Brown, he just fought Daniel Dubois. Now he's thinking, so he's been a bit more active. But
yeah,
without the roids, the power's not there, the work rate's not there. So
yeah,
I just don't know.
It's like with Conor Ben, isn't it? I think he'll have to maybe start getting the eggs that Conor Ben's eating.
Yeah, he's going to need some of those. I
couldn't resist. I'm adding a bit of humour. Like, do you know the other thing that comes to mind? If they've both been eating Ben and Jerry's all camp, right? I'll tell you, I'm not sure that ring's going to be able to hold up. I really.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a good job there, and they're both like dead flabby, aren't they? Like,
yeah, like this is the thing though, and you know this as a personal trainer, Chris, as well, is that sometimes people just genetically aren't gifted, are they? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of them things, isn't it? You know, body type, somatotypes, and all the rest of it. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on this one. I'm adamant, Piccoli. We seem to be agreeing on both these particular fights. I think it's a classic case, I think, of who's got anything left, who's going to be in the better shape, and I'm leaning towards Ruiz because of he's fought at a much higher level.
He's just a higher level all round.
But then I said that about Craig Richards against Willie Hunter. So
true.
So this is the great thing. That's why I love the sport, really, and particularly heavyweight. I think why we love heavyweights is that when you've got guys over 250, 260 pounds, fucking anything can happen. Anything can happen. So, Jarrell Miller, we know Andy Ruiz can be put down. I mean, he does have a good chin and he's got good powers of recovery. We saw that against AJ, didn't we? But then Jarrell Miller can take some punishment. He was in terror. He came in about 330 pounds against Dubois, didn't he? Saying stupid, saying ridiculous. But he took a lot of punishment. And he got knocked out really late in that fight, didn't he? Was it the 12th round? It was almost like the last 30 seconds, wasn't it?
He was out on his feet. He didn't go down. He never went down. He was out on his feet.
Yeah, he never went down, but he got stopped like really late, didn't he? From what I remember. Yeah.
But it's because he was that knackered that he couldn't fight back, but he was taking the shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he couldn't move his arms, and he was just using his chin as a defense. But the thing is, you can't live. That's his whole career. That's his whole career, taking big shots and then outworking you, but he can't outwork people anymore because he's not on the juice. So
the volume of punches has really decreased since he's been off the gear, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just absolutely think, like, let's say look at Michael Hunter, for example. He was inactive for ages. He had some really good wins, good fights. Bacoli, Povetkin. Then he pulled out the Hrgovic. Mandatory purse bid thing. Then he was inactive for ages, and then he's come back and he's been losing to journeyman, and he's been drawing with people like Jerry Forrest, who last time he was a shutout, and it's just like, so what if Ruiz comes back and he's just dog shit? He just hasn't been living the life outside of camp, and he's got in camp and it's too little too late. Because someone like him, even though he's got the skills, they're not skills of, like Tyson Fury, because he's so tall and he's got the reach and he's got the weight, even if he's not 100% fit, he can wily his way through. But when you're short with little arms, you need to live the life and always kind of try and be in some sort of shape, because them attributes only last you so long. Speed, fast hands.
Yeah.
And when you're a shorter guy, you have to fight a certain way. And
he's never had the footwork anyway. Like his foot speed and his footwork isn't great anyway. And you kind of think with the inactivity, he's a few years older. I mean, Jarrell Miller's style, we know. I don't think Ruiz is going to need to work hard to get into range, because Jarrell Miller will just be hunting him down in the fight anyway. So
he's going to be there.
Because that's how Jarrell Miller fights. So I think they're going to come together in the centre of the ring and just trade, probably. I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm leaning more to Andy Ruiz.
Yeah,
because
more power.
Miller, even though he's a big guy, he don't really hit that hard, and he never has.
He can't really.
If you watch all of his fights, he's never been a one-punch KO guy.
No, you alluded to it earlier, and and I hate bloody the murkiness in boxing with the drugs. But anyway, it is what it is. When he was juiced up, his volume, his punch output was incredible, particularly for a man of his size. But he's not able to sustain that now naturally. And do you know what? The more I think about it, the more Ruiz should win this ring.
You've got to go Ruiz. Yeah, I'm going to go Ruiz. So we've got so far.
It'll be a tough fight, though. I think overall it'll be a tough fight. I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough, grueling one. But so far we got Ortiz, Tszyu, 50-50. Can't make my mind up. Cruz. I don't know who this other guy is, but I'm going to go Cruz for this one. Then we've got Bacoli, Anderson, Bacoli, and then I'm going to go Ruiz Miller, and then obviously the main event. One of my favourite fighters right now, Terence Bud Crawford. What a guy! What a legend!
What you're not going to go? You're not going to go with the Dream Madrimov with only 10 fights on his records. You're not going with him, no?
He hasn't fought anybody. He fought Sosa.
He is the WBA. He is the WBA champ. So I guess that's something. But
so the thing is, but he got that belt on a technicality because the Charlo didn't want it, did he? He vacated to fight Canelo, so he's a paper champion. Really, he's not really.
I love it. It's a bit of a shit fight, really, isn't it? I don't know. It's a bit, I don't know. I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I mean, Crawford's a legend, isn't he? But I'm a little bit. Do you know what? The card saves it, though, doesn't it? I mean, the card's so good, and Terence Crawford's box office. So, but do we give Madrimov any chance at all whatsoever? Or
to be honest, I don't want to do this in case I look like an idiot again. Well, we do.
I know,
but the thing
we can be susceptible to that.
Yeah. So the geezer's had 10 fights. He hasn't fought anyone apart from that Sosa, but he had to rematch because it was a close fight. He's never fought anyone. He's a back paper champion. He's coming of age. I think he's nearly 30, and you're fighting like an absolute beast in every single department. He's not
pound for pound, great.
Yeah, you see, like Canelo, he's an all-rounder. He's good at everything, and he hits real hard. Terence Crawford is excellent at everything, fighting right-handed, fighting southpaw, closing up, walking you down, in the pocket. There's nothing that man can't do in boxing in terms of skills. Yeah. He's consummate professional. Because everyone was thinking, I knew that Crawford was going to beat Spence, but I didn't know how it was going to be that easy. But then it's not Spence. I don't think Spence was having an off night. I just generally believe that Crawford was miles up. He was not on his level whatsoever, and he never had a chance. That's why it took so long to make.
And we spoke about Errol Spence as being this what everyone, he was so hyped, wasn't he? And he is a good fighter, and we don't know how much of the car crash sort of took out of him. I know there was a lot of controversy around that. Did that take a lot out of him? But take nothing away from Crawford. Look, he's clearly, he's exceptional to say the least. And I think this is just another tick. This is just another tick, isn't it? And hopefully the next fight will be a sort of showstopper, a Canelo. I don't know, I
don't know because this is the rumor. This is what's happening now.
Yeah,
I'm confused. So Terence Crawford said I was undisputed at 140. Yeah. Then I moved up to 147. I was undisputed again at 147, and it said now I'm at 154, and I want to be undisputed again. Yeah. So he said, I want to be undisputed in 3 weight classes. So I was thinking about this in depth. So he's going to be undisputed. He's going to fight the winner of Ortiz versus Costa Tszú's son, whatever I can't remember his name. Ortiz and Tszú. Yeah, he's going to fight the winner of that to get that belt so he can be mandatory for whoever holds that title. I don't know who holds the 154 WBA. Because if he wins this title, he's going to win the WBO. Then if he fights the winner of them, he becomes mandatory for whoever's got that belt. And then I think someone else has got 2 others. And then so he's got 2 fights, or he's got 2 fights or 3 to become undisputed again. But Turki Al-Sheikh said, I want you to fight Canelo. And I was thinking, I know it's 168. He wants to be undisputed in 3 different weight classes. He's just doing it in 140, 147, and 168. Instead of doing it at 154 or 160. He's still getting his dream, but he's just making it really, really hard for himself.
Do you know? Yeah. And the thing is, do you think is 168 a step too high for him, or am I completely underestimating? I mean, that's quite a big jump. I mean, even from sort of 140 to 147 to 154, another 14 pounds.
The thing is,
that's quite a lot, isn't it?
I don't know. I like to say the skills, but these are my problems with that fight. If I was Terence Bud Crawford, obviously, if he offers silly money, he's going to have to take it, whether he wants to or not. But I'd try and stay at 154 and do it that way, because when Charlo did it, he jumped up from 154 to 168. That was bad enough, 2 weight classes. Terence Crawford hasn't even had one single fight at 154 in his life as a professional.
I know.
And now he's going to have one fight at 154 and then go and fight at 168. You haven't even campaigned at this weight class. Like, it's just absolutely crazy.
I would never underestimate Crawford, of course, but I mean, we have weight divisions for a reason. And look, I know Canelo, obviously, he fought Kovalev and Bivol at that weight, but he's known for his power, and he can carry power through the weights. And
it was only 1 weight class, and he only had to move up 1 weight class, not 2. But really, it's 3 because he's only had 1 fight at 154. If he'd been fighting at 154 for like a year, had 2 or 3 fights there, I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to try. And even Charlo, when he fought him, he was campaigning at 154. It's pretty much his whole career. And I moved up 2 weight classes.
Would Canelo not go down to 154? Is that not?
Oh, sorry, it's breaking up the sound. Say that again.
I said, would Canelo not? Would there not be an agreement at some sort of catch weight, or is it? Is there no opportunity? It's not going to happen, is it?
You think he's not going to give him any advantage whatsoever?
He's just you need to come up to light heavy. Yeah. Well. Yeah, you're probably right.
That's the other thing. I think his best chance is if he takes the Canelo fight, he should have a rehydration clause in at least. Canelo's got to agree to that. He can't be coming in at like 180s, 190s the next day of the fight.
I know Canelo's short, but he can pile on the muscle, and he's a stocky guy. And even Crawford alluded to it in an interview, and he said, "Look, the guy hits hard. He's a strong dude, but I'd still fancy my chances." But of course, he's going to say that, isn't he? Of course, he's going to.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like I just think that the same way Bivol beat Canelo, Crawford can absolutely beat Canelo. Quick, the straight shots, the straight shots, the lateral movement, side to side, being quick on the feet. He can 100% do that. Yeah. Sniper fighter. He can absolutely do that to Canelo. Whether he can have he's going to have the respect to keep him off, and the stamina to do that, because he's going to have to put weight on to the way he's going to have to go up, move up. He's going to do it sensibly. He's going to have his nutritionists and all that, and his coaches, but he's just going to have to put a lot of muscle on, and his body's got to acclimatise to it. It's not like going to the gym, lift loads of weights, put 2 stone, put a whole stone on, and then start. You got to have be beyond that weight, walking around at that weight, and training at that weight, and keeping it on. And then you got to build your stamina. It's a big ask, and I think if I wouldn't bet on him, I'd give him a chance, like, to win just because of his ability and his skills. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I bet my house on it. Like, I just think Canelo will be too big, and it's too much for Crawford to do. Too much.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see what happens. I think, sort of, I guess, in summary, Chris, is that, look, he's going to get past Madrimov. I'd imagine in fairly sufficient fashion, and then after that, if Turki Al-Sheikh gets his way and the money's right, which I'm sure it would be, that could be the one, couldn't it? That could be the one.
Yeah. To be fair, if it happens, what's he going to lose? He goes up there, he tries, loses, comes back down, and carries on doing what his original plan was, to be undisputed at 154. And he still gets his dream of being undisputed. And do you know what? He's the first person in history to ever do that, to win all titles in 3 weight classes in this era of 3 belts. No one's ever done it before. No one's even come close. It took people about 10 years to be undisputed with 3 belts. So, what a guy.
Some achievement. So we're going for that's I guess quickly to round up. So we're going with 50-50 with Ortiz. We're going with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who, I mean, he's only lost to Tank and one other guy, isn't he, Isaac Cruz? So there's no shame in him. We'd imagine he'll keep his WBA title. We're going to go Ruiz to stop Miller, I think.
Yeah, Ruiz beats Miller off. The more we talked about it, the more I thought, do you know what? He's going to do him easy.
I think Ruiz might get a wide. I think he might get a wide decision. I don't know if he stops Miller. I don't know. Not sure on that.
He might not stop him, but I tell you what, if a 50% out of shape Ruiz can beat the Miller that we see him fighting now, who's in shape, just because he's just fat and slow on a punching bag because he's got a good chin. He's like a Dave Allen.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ruiz. He's like a Dave Allen. He just stands there with a good chin, letting you tee off on him and don't go down.
Are you going with a points win for Ruiz as well then? Or do you think he'll stop him?
Points win. He won't stop him. All credit to Miller. He's a tough kid. And then I'm going to go. I'm going to go Bacoli stoppage on Anderson. Fuck it. He's going to stop him.
Yeah, I think I haven't done this prediction before. It's just come in my head. I think this is a bit of a random one. I think Jared Anderson's corner might try and protect him, and they might throw in the towel. I can see something like that maybe happening. Because he's a young man, I think he's going to get more. I think he's going to be in the trenches. He's going to be going to war. He's like, I don't want any of this. He's going to give off that vibe. he's going to have a heart check, a gut check, a chin check, everything check.
And
I
they're going
think
to
he's
save him to fight another day.
That's really random, I know, but I wouldn't be surprised if that would happen because he's a young fighter. He can come again, and his corner might pull him out, maybe.
Yeah. All right then. Well, that's our predictions. They'll probably flip flop from now until August.
Change again.
Yeah, Boxing Bros out. Peace, everybody.
Like and sub.
Like and sub, please. Love.